A beloved land has officially closed in Disney World. A groundbreaking new attraction is headed to a theme park near you, and yes, we finally have new details on Disney World's long-awaited Encanto attraction.
That's not one person, that's the pattern. Big Thunder Mountain closed, living with the land, drained and shut down without warning. Ticket prices, up again. And while you stood at a barricade staring at a "Pardon Our Pixie Dust" sign, Bob Iger, Disney's outgoing chief executive officer, collected $45.8 million. Here's what Iger isn't telling you about where that money actually came from. A Disney park ticket now costs more than it ever has. And right now, multiple major attractions are closed. The rides went dark, the dining safety systems got quietly dismantled, and the bonus went out anyway. In plain terms, you paid full price for a park that delivered less, and Iger got a raise for it. Now let's go line by line through Disney's own paperwork. $45.8 million. That is Iger's total compensation for fiscal 2025. That number is not a leak. It is not an estimate. Disney filed it publicly with the Securities and Exchange Commission. It is sitting in their proxy statement right now. Anyone can read it. $21 million in stock awards, $14 million in stock options, $7.25 million in cash bonus, $2.59 million in what Disney calls other compensation. Here's where it gets specific. $1.85 million. Company-funded personal security for Iger. $568,000. Private jet travel. Paid by Disney. Those jet expenses alone equal nearly 10 full-time park workers' annual pay. Let me say that again. His private jet bill is nearly what 10 workers earn in an entire year. And those workers? The median Disney cast member, someone who has clocked over 8 years inside those parks, earns $56,932 a year, 805 to 1. That is the ratio of Iger's compensation to theirs. Disney calculated that ratio themselves. They put it in the document. They did not hide it. In plain terms, for every single dollar a veteran cast member earned, Iger earned 805. Now watch what happens next. Look at how that $7.25 million bonus actually gets triggered. The overwhelming majority of Iger's executive performance metrics are financial: stock price, cash flow, revenue growth. The remaining goals cover vague operational targets with no published weighting on ride uptime, no published weighting on guest safety, no published weighting on worker retention. What Iger's team calls a performance-based incentive structure actually means there is no financial penalty for a closed ride. There is no bonus reduction when a safety system disappears. The numbers only flow one direction. And here's where it gets worse. Under Iger's leadership, Disney removed the ability to flag food allergies when booking an advanced dining reservation. That system used to notify kitchen staff at the time a reservation was made. It is gone now. What they're really saying is, the liability moved. It moved from Disney's operational infrastructure directly onto guests and frontline workers. Disney stopped carrying that burden. You started. Here's the part they don't advertise. Maintaining that system costs money. Removing it saves money. That savings improves cash flow. On cash flow triggers the bonus. That is not a conspiracy. That is arithmetic. The real cost is, a family with a food-allergic child must now re-explain that allergy at every meal, to every server, every time, at every counter, at every table service restaurant, for the entire duration of a trip they paid a premium to take. Imagine you are that parent. You built the reservation system around your child's needs because Disney told you it was safe. Now the system is gone. The safety burden is yours. The ticket price is not lower, and Iger collected a $7.25 million bonus this year. That's not the end of it. Imagine you saved 2 years for a Disney World trip. Peak season pricing. You arrive and 2 of the 4 rides your kids specifically planned for are closed for reimagining. No refund, no acknowledgement, no rain check. You paid for a complete experience. You received a partial one. Iger flew home on a company jet. Picture this. You are a cast member, 8 years inside those parks. You earned $56,932 this year. Iger's compensation rose 11.5%. Your wage did not rise 11.5%. The gap between what he earns and what you earn is not shrinking. The gap is the product. Imagine you are a shareholder who voted on executive pay at the annual meeting. The overwhelming majority of the bonus triggers are financial metrics you do not personally control. The vote is advisory. The pay package is not. Here's the hidden catch that nobody discusses publicly. Disney's board justifies Iger's compensation by benchmarking it against media industry peers. Netflix, Warner Brothers Discovery, Comcast, all Paramount. But Disney's parks are not a streaming platform. They are physical spaces staffed by hourly workers operating in local labor markets where wages are tethered to regional economics, not Hollywood deal-making. In plain terms, the benchmark is engineered to point up for executives and stay flat for workers. The comparison is designed to make $45.8 million look reasonable. It is not an accident. It is a system. What Iger's team calls peer benchmarked compensation actually means the board gets to compare Iger to streaming executives while paying park workers local wage equivalents. Two different economic universes, one pay structure. Here's what that actually does. It locks the gap permanently into the compensation architecture itself, and the gap widens every year the bonus gets paid. Now here's the part that matters going forward. Incoming Chief Executive Officer Josh D'Amaro takes the role on March 18th of 2026. His first-year package is set at approximately $38 million. The structural incentives do not change with the name on the door. D'Amaro inherits the mechanism. Families inherit the closed rides and the full-price tickets. The name changes. The math stays the same. Disney's official public position. Executive compensation is benchmarked against media peers and approved by an independent board compensation committee. The board's own language from the proxy states, the program is designed to drive the creation of long-term shareholder value. What they're really saying is, shareholder value and guest experience are not the same metric. Only one of those triggers the bonus. And Iger has not publicly addressed the 805-to-1 pay ratio or the ride closure pattern in direct terms. His public statements point to the $60 billion parks investment pipeline and the succession process. That $60 billion investment is a future projection. The $45.8 million package is a present tense fact. The closed rides are a present tense fact. The proxy is public record right now. Abigail Disney, grandniece of Walt Disney, publicly called a Disney pay ratio above 1,400-to-1 insane. Today, that ratio sits at 805-to-1. The math changed. The anger hasn't. Now watch what comes next. Disney's shareholder meeting on March 18th of 2026 includes an advisory vote on executive compensation. That vote will reveal whether institutional investors push back on the ratio or ratify it again. D'Amaro's first earnings call as Chief Executive Officer will signal whether the operational language around park costs changes or simply gets rebranded. And if any of the current park closures produce a safety incident that reaches litigation, Disney will face a public accounting of which maintenance decisions were made, when and under whose leadership those decisions were authorized. Iger is leaving. The structure he built is not. The rides are still closed. The tickets still cost the same. The proxy is still sitting on the SEC's public filing system, 805-to-1. Disney put that number in their own document. The math is already done. All that remains is whether anyone is held accountable for it.